Hello, and welcome to the Carolinas Luxury Real Estate Podcast, Season 5. On today's episode, we are talking about interior design and staging homes. I'm your host, Sam Sparks, and joining me to discuss this topic is Ru Zang, an experienced agent with Ivester Jackson Christie's International. Thanks for joining me today, Ru.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you on the show. So can you tell us a little bit about your background and what brought you to Ivester Jackson?
Long story short, I grew up in China. I came to the States for college. I studied furniture design and I worked in furniture design industry about 10 years. I was fortunate enough to work for some well-known companies in the industry. And after I have family, 2 kids, I need some flexibility between my career and my family. And that led me to real estate and interior design combination.
Well, I can see how those two would definitely work well together.
Yeah, how things happen is almost meant to be. It kind of worked out, segue into the business still related to design and homes.
Absolutely. Well, great. Well, let's go ahead and jump on into these questions. What interior design trends do you see coming about next year?
Well, in the past few years, people have spent a lot of time at home. I think that really affected the way they look at the space, and that's in aesthetically and functionally. We used to see a lot of extremely clean, modern homes, but now people want not only just beautiful living space, but also livable living space. So they experience with accent colors, textures, more personalized design elements. And functional wise, we see space have different purpose. It used to be open floor plan. Of course, that will continue to be popular, but within that, people are craving for more personal connection. So we see creative ways to have cozy corners, niches, and maybe even dining room will make a comeback. We'll see. And for wellness and personal care, people have more focus on that because they spend more time at home. So before you will see the Peloton hitting in the garage, now you see a more designated space. People want to have so they can meditate, yoga, exercise. It's more like a escape room they can have without leaving home.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the work from home climate has definitely changed a lot of things. And clearly it sounds like interior design as well.
Yes, that have reshaped things. Definitely.
Okay. So what are the hot colors, furniture designs, and styles looking like for 2023?
Well, according to the online research, they think orange and reds are going to be the star of the show. And of course, some neutrals still be staying around, but instead of your traditional white, gray, beige, you'll see the neutrals with some undertones like yellow, blue, purple, but very subtle. For furniture, I have seen is sustainability and high performance. Like I said, people not only want a beautiful home, but very livable home now. So families with children and pets, they're more focused on the high performance fabric, almost non-destructible. And sustainability, people are more mindful about choosing environmentally friendly materials, well-made furniture. They're shying away from the fast home fashion, like inexpensively made furniture. They're favoring the ones that, is more long-lasting can stand test of time.
No, that makes sense. Durability is key. And in those vibrant colors. So it sounds like the 90s are coming back a little bit, huh? With that color choice.
I think it could be any color, really. It's the personality you have. People want to have fun with their home because they're living it more, compared to before.
As a design and staging consultant, what are the benefits you think staging can provide for people selling their homes?
Well, I truly believe in whatever market you're in, seller's market or buyer's market, a well-staged home will bring the highest offer from the market. Staging can help buyers emotionally connect with the home. can help them to visualize the empty space, can also create great marketing material. Like millennials, they always check out the online resource before they decide if they want to go see it in person. And that can increase the perceived value, of course. And I have some numbers from National Association of Realtors and the Real Estate Staging Association. 82% of buyers agents says staging helps their clients visualize the property as their home. And more than a quarter of buyers are more willing to overlook the property's disadvantage if the home is staged. And with the average investment of 1% of sales price into staging, about 75 of sellers saw a return of 5 to 15% over asking price. Those are very impressive numbers, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's funny when you look at homes sometimes if it's, not staged and it's just completely cluttered with people who live there currently, a lot of people will pass on a house because they can't even envision what it would look like because there's just so much clutter and just they hate the furniture that's in there. I mean, it's funny how much it plays a part visually.
Right. Staging really is provide the best first impression, which I believe is very important to buyers, and also to maximize the potential when you have the buyer in the space to show them what the home can be like at its best.
Yes, I agree 100%. So with all the new virtual staging software, do you still see live staging to be important and worth the money?
That's a good question because virtual staging is a great tool. It has its own pros and cons. The pros will be it's more affordable price, the turnaround time is quicker, and you have more design choices. But the cons are less tailored and customizable to the neighborhood and the subject home. And when the buyer decides to come walk in the space physically, they really don't get the effect with the virtual staging. So I say if the sellers really want their house to stand out, be unique, and sell fast, physical traditional staging is still the best way to do.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Does this differ in the mid-market, luxury, and ultra-luxury market?
Yes, it does. All sellers in different market will have different focus. Of course, besides the staging, you also have budget, timing, service availability all play in the decision. But I think the importance and effectiveness of staging becomes higher along with the price point of the market, because the more luxury of the house, more it calls for the attention to styles and details, the higher demand on design and staging.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine how much longer it would take to virtually stage, say, a 6,000 or 10,000 square foot house. But it would also take a lot of furniture to fill that. So it's kind of hard to weigh the options there, huh?
Yes. And also the more luxury market, the homes are highly customized. So they are very specific in styles that calls for a professional to really pinpoint and work with that style.
Yeah, agreed. So tell us about your previous work experience in the furniture industry, if you could.
Like I said, I was very fortunate. I worked with a few well-known companies, and through my experience, my responsibilities covered from come up with concept development, detailed product design, communication with overseas manufacturing. I would travel to overseas to see the production, and sales training, and sometimes I get involved with showroom presentation as well. And that has taught me so much about styles, history, and consumer preferences, and even marketing. So I'm very fortunate. I learned so much, and that led to my current career.
Wow. And where did you get to go overseas for?
I would go to China, Indonesia, sometimes to Europe, for inspirations. So that was a fun experience.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So tell us, what are the differences between interior design and staging?
I love talking about this because a lot of my clients don't know the difference, and they're very different. Interior design is focusing on the homeowner style and preference, making the house exactly to their likes. So the personal taste of theirs is always the priority.
Mhm.
On the other hand, staging is focused on finding the potential buyer who will live in the space in the future, whom we don't know that will be. So focusing on the house will be the priority. And we're trying to make the house appeal to majority public's taste and keep up with the current trend.
Yeah, that makes sense. More personalized for interior, less personal, more broad for staging.
Right. So sometimes people say staging is a little plain, but we
Mhm.
can't make it to be too crazy because then it will narrow the audience we're appealing to.
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense to me. All right. So talk about the staging process a little bit, leasing the furniture, cost to
Mhm.
stage, design, and can people purchase the furniture used for staging?
Um, well, first, let's talk about the process. I usually start with a walkthrough because you want to learn about the neighborhood, the house, the space flow, the purpose of the rooms, the style of the architecture, just to understand the subject.
Mm.
And then from there, it'll be picking out all the detail furnishes like paint color, if applied, furniture, to artwork, accessories, etc. And then involved with either leasing or buying these items needed and hired laborers for the installation. And for your question of buying the items, that's really depends on the staging company. Sometimes they will have a turnaround inventory sale. They would allow customers to keep some of the items, but most of the time they would like to keep it for a while.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think about the real estate shows that I watch, and a lot of them, like Selling Sunset, these people spend, so much money staging the house. And, these people walk through, they're like, we love everything as it is. We want to buy the furniture too. So it's,
I'm sure that can be done. It's so negotiable.
yeah, when you have enough money, right? Anything's possible, they say.
Yes.
Great. All right. Well, once again, thank you, Ru, for joining me today and talking about interior design and staging homes. It was really great picking your brain.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I had fun too.
Good. And how can people contact you if they have questions or need help with real estate or interior design?
Well, my profile is on avisterjackson.com. They can look me up there, or I have a Facebook page as well.
Okay, perfect. And if anyone wants more information about the firm, you can visit us at ivisterjackson.com. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Thank you.